Are we live streaming yet? Are we live streaming yet? Says we're live streaming. It could be true. Could be true that we're live streaming. It's just me here, Joey only. Okay, now I'm for sure convinced that I'm live streaming. It's me here, Joey only. Caribou Weather Dude. Welcome to my channel. This is the Thursday evening when we go live and talk about all the world weather phenomenons. And I got Brandon Hout coming soon, who's having supper, and Frankie MacDonald will be in at 7 p.m. as well as probably Hilding Donaldson, I think, is coming in. So I'm just sharing the link around so that I can try to get a few viewers on here. It's been a pretty good week on my channel, actually, but not so much for my full length videos. They've only been getting nominal viewing, but the shorts I put out have been getting several thousand views. So that's kind of nice, at least. So, hey, if you are new to this channel, make sure you come on, check out the different videos I have to offer on here between the show with Frankie we put on every week, Comedeorology, comedy plus meteorology equals the Comedeorology show, the Comedeorological Report. That's this. And then all my videos about forest fire season and storms and wildlife. I've been chasing bears around town. I had 2 encounters with that bear again today. Someone in Wells decided to tan moose hides, and the bear took the moose hides, and now it's been coming back again pretty regularly. So having to deal with this crappy animal. We're live. So it is quite chilly out here in Wells. And that's why I'm thinking I'm going to make a fire. Hey, I wonder who's here. Other people are here, so that's good. Welcome to the show. Great stuff. Great stuff. So yeah, Brandon Houk says he's eating supper, but he will be here soon. So I'm going to make a fire because it's cold in my house. And in order, I think I'm the only YouTube channel probably that most of you watch where in order to have a successful show and be warm, one has to start a fire in their place. That may seem crazy to a lot of the, I know there's people all over the world that watch YouTube, and some of you may, of course, my local viewers, you'll be like, yeah, okay, sure. But no, this is the case that a lot of people don't get to see fires get made very often, and I have to make a fire anyway. So what a great way to kill some time. Here's Houk entering the waiting room. Brandon Houk's coming on. In order to wear my wardrobe that I want to wear tonight, I have to take off my sweater in order to wear my sweater. You know, it's got to be warmer in here. It's not nice in here. I don't know what the temperature is, but I know how to find out. Oh, it's too dark. I can't even read it. It's too dark. I can't even read it. I think it says 14 degrees. It says something like that. It says something. So anyways, Houk's coming along in a minute. I'm going to make a fire. Keep talking about making fire. I got no fire in here right now. Looks like I should probably take the ashes out pretty soon. Here's a nice piece of wood. I'm going to put him in there. It's going to be his job to be the base. I got, so this is spruce. It's not the best firewood, but it works. Works just fine. I'm going to pile a bunch of this shit in here. Not you. I do it differently every time. Because there is no one way to make fire. I like this piece because when I put it in the splitter, it didn't split properly because it has a nice knot right here. So because of that knot, now it's got all these, it's like kindling attached right to the wood. Awesome. Nice flat piece, lots of little bits and ends that can catch on. That's good. Put him up on top. Ooh, there's a nice piece of pine. Okay. Now I got, here's your combined BC driver's license and services card. Don't need that anymore. What's this? I owe BC Revenue Services. Don't need that. They can't. If I burn it, they'll never know that I actually saw it. How you doing, Hout? What's for supper?
It's pork medallion here. It's delicious.
A pork medallion. What did you cook it in a frying pan?
Oh yeah.
Did it come with seasoning or did you add seasoning?
I added seasoning to it. Yeah.
What seasoning did you add?
Oh, it's a secret.
What? What do you mean it's a secret?
Secret seasoning. Yes.
So, wait, so basically you just
Pepper on here. What else did I see? Oh yeah. Every kind of seasoning I can find.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to guess, that it wasn't just anything particularly planned.
No.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making a fire because it's cold in here, Brand.
Oh yeah.
What's this say? Work order. That could be burnt.
Yeah, I've only been home for about an hour today, so yep.
MLB, the show. Don't even want to think about baseball right now.
Yeah, especially after this week. Or last week.
Yeah, what a terrible.
It's like
Here we go. Here's some cardboard box. Rip this shit up.
Yeah, it's like they pretty much thought of how we were going to lose this series, and they did it. Yeah.
It's bad enough not scoring any runs, but to insult one of your pitchers like the way they did by yanking him when he's firing. You know, what free agent wants to come to Toronto after seeing that?
Yeah. So I think your Leafs did pretty well last night.
That was an exciting comeback. Sure was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got the ripped up cardboard. I'm going to slide it in underneath a bunch of this wood.
However, I think you guys need a new goal song.
Yeah, well, at least it's better than that. I don't even know what that song was. I hated it. And at least it's kind of like irritating. Like that's if you're an opponent and they score 6 goals on you and that song comes on every time, it's like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, almost to the key part. I fit more wood in. I do it differently every time, you know.
Oh yeah.
So this time, I got a jar of bacon grease and oil and garbagey stuff like that. And this stuff burns really good. And scoop a bunch out. Now that's the good stuff.
Mm.
Save your bacon grease.
And I know Vancouver Canucks fans will be happy about last night too.
Yeah, they think they're going to be good. There you go. Spread that grease around. Oh, yeah, so sticky. There we go. Now all I need is Fuegos. Fuegos! Get in there. Look at that burn. Ta-da! How do you like that, folks? The only YouTube channel, Brandon Houck, where every time I make a video, I got to start a fire in order to be comfortable. Because I realized that last winter, I spent a lot of my videos with a toque on and my hoodie on.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I do the bachelor thing, just getting by. Well, it's really, really cold out. It's like you just burn so much wood unnecessarily. If you want to keep the house too hot, right?
Mm-hmm. Put that light there. We go.
Oh yeah. The grease is a good trick.
Oh,
You
yes.
you can also use Hawkins cheesies, things like that, potato chips, and
Mm-hmm.
in a pinch, right?
Hawkins cheesy.
Pitch from your trees. If you ever like see that big hard clumps of sap,
Oh, yeah.
that stuff, man, that's explosive.
This is probably the first time you'll see me dressed up on the show.
Oh yeah, you're wearing your church clothes, eh?
I wouldn't call them church clothes, but I was
What did Chris Murphy there at Weather Network say?
that was funny. Yes. He said, move over probability of precipitation. There's a new pop in town that's plaid on point.
All right. Now I can unveil my Friday the 13th episode outfit. Are you ready for this, Brandon?
I better change too, because you know what? My Calgary Flames won last night. Yeah.
Ready for my Friday the 13th outfit?
Oh, look at that.
Oh wait, you're not gonna look?
You're in the Maple Leafs, aren't you?
No. Watch this.
Hockey night and da, 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 da. Now I got the song in my head.
Hockey night in Canada.
All right.
Even got I'm looking at it backwards. Even got the patch on the even got the patch on the side there.
All right. I gotta get this on there. If we're doing this thing.
No, I took mine off. You can't put yours on.
There. Look at this.
No,
I took red.
I took mine off. You can't put yours on.
All right, I'll take mine off. There we go.
Take it off. Take it all off, Brandon.
This is turning into a strip show.
Yes. All you people hit subscribe and leave a donation there, and we will actually, you can at least leave a comment if you want here in right there's a chat right here.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
Right there.
Yes.
Where's that?
You can ask a question or leave a comment or just say stupid shit.
Yes. I was presenting an award today. That's what
what award did you present?
I presented the Leadership Award.
The Leadership Award.
Who won that? That would be Caroline Volk won that today. Seniors
Caroline Volk. Never heard of her. What kind of leader have I never heard of?
Well, Seniors of Distinction Awards. Yeah.
She's been around that long. I've never heard of her.
I know. But she's a nice lady. Oh, yeah. She knew who I was.
Congratulations, Caroline Volk.
And I was sitting up there with the mayor. I was up there with the mayor. He said he showed up because he knew I was going to be there. So it was kind of nice.
He didn't care about Caroline Volk. He just wanted to meet the big celebrity in town, Brandon Houck.
He used to be my boss, so before he was the mayor. So
Brooks.
We're like good friends.
Does everything in Brooks end with a KS?
John, the
Brooks.
mayor's. I guess, yeah, not everything. We got a McDonald's here. That doesn't end with a KS.
Well, it has a Mick in it.
And a Mac, it has a Mick in there. Oh yeah. We got a Wendy's. Yeah.
Ew. How would you do that to yourself?
I know. However, we do have some good restaurants here, like Wasana's. That is like probably the best Thai food you'll ever find on the planet. Well, not on the planet, but in the area. The only Thai food you'll find.
The best Thai food on the planet is in Brooks, Alberta. I believe that. Those Thai people, they should come over to Brooks and learn something about Thai food. There, fire's going good, so I'm just going to tighten her up so it stops crackling so much. There, I hope everyone enjoyed watching me make a fire.
We don't want it crack-a-lacking.
Yes. So here we go. This jet stream today. As you can see, it's nice almost everywhere except Southern Ontario. I guess that's the remnant still of Superstorm Cyclone Philippe.
Oh yeah, still hanging around.
Kinda, yeah.
That storm in the Western Pacific, that's a beast.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a few minutes.
Bolivan. I think that's, I would just say, yeah, something like that.
So yeah, I mean, you must be having nice temperatures there in Alberta. We're kind of getting some of the benefit of that now, and it looks like Friday the 13th is going to be mysteriously nice. So that might be a good time to get your last camping trip in.
That's right. Or it's a good time to have a hockey game. I know that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm not playing, but I'm broadcasting it.
Go to the cottage at the lake. Reek, 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 reek. Okay.
Friday 13th. Or you can watch our Friday night trivia and entertained by that. We'll scare you. We'll make sure it's scary. Sports knowledge tomorrow.
And whip yous all. Trivial Pursuit champion right here. Okay, so Thursday some more. Okay, let's go. It's Friday. Looking pretty nice. Pretty nice to us, Western Canada. Right. And then still just on Southern Ontario, Ottawa Valley, back looks like shit there.
Yeah, that system's gonna bring a boatload of rain again to Newfoundland and right in the Bonaventure, Quebec area there.
So that was pretty neat how Felipe just sort of rode up and in and then circled around for a while. It was like, I don't know what to do. And now it's kind of slowly making its way back.
That storm has not had a clue of what to do since it started. Pretty much. That's been the track of that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like,
I'm going to curve out and stay out the Atlantic. Nope. I'm going to go to the Dominican Republic. And then I'm going to go out to the Atlantic. No, I'm going to go to the Maritimes instead. That's been Philippines.
Well, and I said in a video like the one day, and I'm like looking at the models. I'm like, hey, this one looks like it's going to hit Quebec. But then I'm watching Ryan Hall, y'all, and he's like, it's going to stay out to sea. It's going to be a fish storm, y'all. And I'm like, okay, it's going to be a fish storm. And then the next day, I make my video and I say it's going to be a fish storm, but then the next day it's not a fish storm anymore. So that's what you get for not sticking to your own instincts and trusting your own forecasting abilities and start leeching off guys like Ryan Hall, y'all. Goddamn Americans, they don't know anything about Canadian weather.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, a lot of them have. Well, they all just call it Canada. They don't they don't know all the provinces and territories up here. I know that.
Just up there in Canada.
Yeah, it's going to Canada.
All that cold air from Canada.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that tornado
kind of what's
in
been
Canada?
happening this week down there? There's a lot of cold air coming down from Canada.
Oh yeah.
Down to America. And been quite stormy down there. There's been, tornado watches and whatnot in Florida?
Yeah, they had a big tornado last night. Clearwater, Florida did some big damage there. So, and then they had some tornadoes today in Nebraska.
I gotta start paying attention to radar scope more.
Oh yeah, my tier 2 subscriptions come to an end in a week here next week. Going back to
Oh,
tier 1, just for the winter season, and then go back to tier 2 by the
black to
time store.
back to black and white.
Black and white. Yeah, back to black and white for the winter. Well, now they've put satellite imagery on there, so
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. But it only works in the daylight.
So finally, that storm is back out to the Atlantic and then swooping around. And there
There's
you
the
go.
hokey pokey. Turns itself around.
Saturday. Yeah, counterclockwise up into Newfoundland.
Mhm.
And Newfoundland gets it.
100 millimeters of rain, possibly this weekend.
It's been fairly nice in BC this week, a little bit unsettled, a little bit of rains off and on, but it's pretty warm today in the sun and should be tomorrow, maybe Saturday even a little bit. And I don't think next week looks terrible, in comparison, but really we are seeing in the Long Ranger a dip into fall and moving towards winter conditions sort of on cue here in BC. And we do have Pacific storms that will be visiting the coast. Here we go. Monday, you can kind of see pretty good bend in the jet stream heading up right towards Vancouver Island right there.
Oh yeah, it's big storms.
So we're going to see a track of them. Finally, Ontario and Quebec and the Maritimes clear out a little bit. Northern Ontario, kind of clear. Nice for most of the prairie provinces by mid next week. And BC starts to get walloped more and more consistently, is what that's saying. What do you got?
What do I got? Oh, well, I got some nice weather for you for the weekend. I was on the Winnipeg station this morning on their loud line, and I had to give them the bad news that the weather is going to be kind of boring for the next week in Winnipeg. Then I said the bad Snoop Dogg joke, and well, there you go. That's how that ended. And then, we've had some rain this week, so at least 10 plus millimeters of rain yesterday. So pretty much beneficial for our area since it's been so dry. And last weekend was hot. We saw temperatures near 30 degrees. So I could have got a sunburn last weekend.
That was crazy hot there, wasn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm kind of used to it now. So it's like, oh, that is a nice day, 28 degrees. I'm not the one to complain about heat. I like the heat. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna miss it. Certainly, the reality of winter setting in. It's depressing, man. And fire season was so exciting and fun and crazy. And then then the long reality of winter sets in. And it's the best part of my whole week, I think, besides seeing the kids, is making this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So Frankie should be here in a matter of minutes now.
Yeah.
And
I don't think we're going to get Imogen tonight. I think she's flying to Miami today.
She's off to Miami. Yes, she left this morning, I think. So she is out of here. No chance of the Imogen, I don't think, tonight. Probably not.
Yeah, she says she lands at 11 over there. So
yeah, they probably have to do a bunch of different flights to get there from Vancouver. So a good part of the day is just spent, and then because you're going against the
jet stream there, and there's been some wild storms in Florida, so you're going to run into some turbulence on the way down. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, there's that too, I suppose. But I mean, as you're flying and the Earth's turning, you lose so much time going east. So it's it's really confusing. You're here when you leave here at 6 a.m, and then you fly for 2 hours, and Yeah, and you're in Calgary like 13 hours later. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy when you're going flying east.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. That would be super awesome. And also, you can hit that thumbs up button, and you can even share the thing and share the podcast. Tell people. That would be super great too, because trying to build something here on this channel, and it is quite a cool channel. Hey, I put out I didn't put out that much this week, but the shorts I put out, some wildfire shorts especially, got a lot of views. Well, no, 3,500 views, and some of them, but still, my produced videos. I want to see that get explored more by people. So it's really what I'm. Helicopters help hit the heat hard was one of these ones I put up. And if you care, scare the bear. Black bear scare tactics explained. Making a black bear leave. So a couple good new videos this week I put up there. Have had 2 confrontations with the black bear today as well. So kind of put the chase on him the first time, but some dog came kind of out of nowhere and gave him the boot. Then he came back like an hour later, and I got up on top of the crescent just above him. He thought he was being sneaky, but then I showed up and I picked up a stone about this big and hit him pretty good with it. So and then the third time, actually, Madeline and I went after and shouted and yelled at him and tried to move him out of town. So that damn bear, because of the foolish, weird, new age guru in town, who she got these she got these moose skins from some hunter, fresh moose skins, and hung them up to tan them, but she prayed over them for protection, and she was genuinely fucking shocked that the bear came and took them because she prayed over them. Hey, Frankie, you ready to do the show?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna hit record to the cloud and let's go. It seems like only 3 of us tonight. Maybe you can find some more people. Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. Hello, Kamloops. Hello, Vancouver Island people who are watching us on Shaw Spotlight. This is the Comedeorological Report. I didn't even say my own show name right. Comedeorological Report. I purposely made it so difficult that even I can't say it. It's a show about
Meteorological report.
Comedeorological Report. It's your show about how much the weather's comedy plus meteorology, right? Comedy and meteorology. So I'm doing a good job already making a fool of myself. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada and beyond. How much the weather sucks everywhere, even on Jupiter. Weather just sucking. That's what's going on. So I'm here with my panel of meteorologists. Of course, number one is the most famous weatherman in the entire world, Frankie MacDonald. And we have the most famous man in Brooks, Alberta, Brandon Houck. Weather specialists extraordinaire. And you never know who else might come on the show this week. But if they don't come on, to hell with them, because at least I got you guys. My name's Joey Only, by the way. I'm your host. And today is the 12th of what is it, October now? I don't even know what month it is.
October the 12th.
It's October the 12th. That's right, because this is the October the 3rd. This is the Friday the 13th episode. And that's why I'm wearing my Friday the 13th gear, because facts about Friday the 13th, facts about Halloween, facts about bad weather. That's your show. Okay, let's get right to it. Over there in Sydney, Nova Scotia, he's the man who's got 6 million followers on YouTube and 16 trillion followers on TikTok, and everybody in Cape Breton seems to know who he is because he's Frankie MacDonald. Frankie, how you doing so far?
I'm doing great so far. It's really foggy out in Sydney right now. I can see the fog in my hometown of Sydney.
That's extraordinarily foggy.
Because the warm air meet with the cold air, things like this. It's going to be a lot of rain in Nova Scotia on Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and the same with Vancouver, British Columbia, both East Coast and West Coast. There's a typhoon in the Pacific right now. It's going to bring lots of rain and wind in North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and all these places in Nebraska. Lots of snow in Wyoming right now. It's going to bring a whole lot of thunderstorms down southeastern United States this Friday coming up. It's going to bring lots of thunderstorms, rain, southeastern United States, California, Santa Ana winds in Southern California. And in Arizona, that's where Gary and Dino shows in Arizona right now. They're getting Santana wins where Gary and Dino is at. And sometime in the last weekend in October, Gary and Dino is going to Salton Sea, California. Siberia is getting colder right now in Russia. Vladivostok, Russia, will be getting a lot of storms this winter, so is Magadan, Russia. Yakutsk will be getting extremely cold weather in places like this. Murmansk, Russia, starting to get colder there right now. Rise in Russia, leaves are changing colors there right now.
Excellent, Frankie. Would you say that the fog in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now is more like pea soup, or is it more like peanut butter?
It's foggy right now in Sydney, Nova Scotia, as right now. And did you hear about this? On Monday night, I just did a video about facts about the Halloween night 2023. I just released a video on Monday night.
Yes, we're going to watch that here in a few minutes. Facts about Halloween 2023. Some of my favorite Frankie MacDonald videos are facts about Halloween videos, because does Dracula make an appearance at all?
That means I'll be working on a Dracula videos very soon. Facts about the Halloween night 2023. I'm just giving you advice to be real careful on Halloween. That video's coming up.
Okay, coming up soon on this show, facts about Halloween, Frankie MacDonald, brand new Frankie MacDonald video. Brandon, would you say that the fog right now in Sydney, Nova Scotia is more like pea soup or more like peanut butter?
Definitely.
There's a typhoon in Pacific right now. Just exploded to a gigantic typhoon. It's aiming towards Alaska.
Peanut butter or pea soup?
Oh, definitely pea soup. I think Frankie should make a foghorn noise. Do you think so? Yes.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I guess you
better than mine.
There's a little bug flying around my face.
Then we got a total solar eclipse heading right for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8, 2024.
There's a solar eclipse going to all over the place. There's a tiny little bug flying in my face, and it's like it's just getting right in between me and the camera.
Get him.
Like, I can't see. He's so small. I can't quite. I don't know what it is. I hate it. I hate it, man.
Not one of those, those little maple bug things. They're whatever you call them. They're like red and orange and stuff. They're pretty invasive here in Alberta.
Then we got a whole lot of rain heading for Vancouver, British Columbia, and I found it on Images in Minnesota right now.
Minnesota. Do are you good at a Minnesota accent?
Well, we know where Minnesota is, but where's Giant Soda?
Giant Soda.
That's probably in every.
That's
every
in my fridge.
every restaurant in America. Hilding Donaldson, welcome to the show. Hilding Donaldson just showed up. We got Hilding Donaldson. He's over there in Grassy Plains, which is a community sort of south of Burns Lake, Francois Lake area of British Columbia. We'll be talking to Hilding here in a few minutes. Frankie, what else you got for us this week?
That means I'll be on Base Guy Show on Friday at 10 p.m. Length time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be on Base Guy Show.
Yeah, how was your show last week with Jack?
Great. It went great. And did you hear about this? I just released the facts about the Halloween night 2023.
Yeah, I got it queued up right here. I'm just about ready to put it on for you.
Yes.
What do you think, guys? Is it time to watch facts about Halloween?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, everybody, right here in the Comedeorological Report, the world premiere of facts about the Halloween. Well, it's not actually the world premiere, but the television premiere, quite potentially. Facts about the Halloween night 2023.
Here's my facts about the Halloween 2023. During the Halloween night in 2023 on Tuesday, October 31st. When the people go trick-or-treating and kids go trick-or-treating, you be real careful there. They'll be dressing up as ghosts, goblins, superheroes, pumpkins, and things like this. They can dress up as Frankenstein's, vampires, Draculas. They can dress up as ghosts and goblins, Draculas, vampires, and all the scary costumes like Frankenstein's, vampires, Draculas, things like this. And superheroes and sports players like hockey players, baseball players, doctors, lawyers, football players, basketball players, and things like this. They can dress up as construction workers, they can dress up as a lot of trained professionals on Halloween 2023. And it's going to be a great Halloween, but be very careful. Don't go roaming in the streets during Halloween because the bad kids could be smashing pumpkins and things like this.
Smashing
Because
pumpkins.
there could be a lot of bad kids out there in Halloween 2023. Be real careful out there. I urge everyone to take caution and do trick-or-treating. Watch out for bad kids. Don't go near those bad kids smashing pumpkins and things like this in Halloween 2023. They'll be getting candy and chocolate bars and things like this and chips and things like this and soda on the Halloween 2023. So is juice and things like this when they go trick-or-treating, when the kids go trick-or-treating in Halloween 2023. It's gonna be a great year when the kids go trick-or-treating at Halloween 2023. I urge everyone to be extra careful. Don't go near the bad kids, smashing pumpkins and things like this, because there's going to be a lot of bad kids in Halloween 2023. Make sure to avoid the areas where there's bad kids and things like this in Halloween 2023. I want everyone to be extra prepared when the kids go trick-or-treating and people go trick-or-treating, things like this. Be extra careful when you go to Halloween parties and things like this. Watch out for bad kids in Halloween 2023. Because the Halloween's on a Tuesday this year, it's on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Be real careful when you go trick-or-treating. Stay away from the bad kids, that's 1. Don't go near the bad kids, that's 2. They'll be dressing up as superheroes and things like this, and they'll be dressing up as ghosts, goblins, vampires, Draculas, Frankensteins, things like this. They can dress up as hockey players, baseball players, football players, basketball players. They can dress up as doctors, lawyers. And they can dress up as all different sorts of Halloween costumes in the Halloween 2023. Because the Halloween night is on a Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Be extra prepared. Stay away from bad kids. It's all across Canada and the United States of America and in different countries around the world. Be prepared.
Yeah, good point.
Take care, stay safe. Be extra careful, be safe.
Because you wouldn't want people in other countries to be like, well, that's just bad kids in Canada you to stay away from. No, Frankie says you got to stay away from bad kids in every country in the whole wide world ever. What are the kinds of things that bad kids would do, Frankie?
They can smash pumpkins and things like this, that's 1. They can hurt somebody, they can injure somebody.
What about toilet paper? What would they do with toilet paper?
They can wreck the toilet paper, things like this.
Yeah, wrap stuff in toilet paper.
I just sent you, wait a moment, I just sent you a link to the professional photographer. I just, like professional photos of Frank now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Professional. We can go look at that in a minute here. What else what would bad kids do if they had eggs on Halloween, Frankie?
They can smash eggs and things like this. It's really bad.
Yeah, I could smash eggs, could smash pumpkins with
I
eggs.
just sent the link to Immigrant to professional photos of Frank Down. John Radford released them on Tuesday. I just sent it to your Sky. I sent it to your Facebook Messenger to you.
Yeah, I got them right here, Frankie. Got them right here. Pictures, that's of your entire whole body, isn't it?
All 9 of them.
Yeah. Here we go. So what are you thinking when you took this picture, Frankie?
It went great so far. You can see all 9 of them.
Yeah, we're gonna. What were you thinking when you took this picture?
It went great.
Is this like, are you being crucified here? Is this Frankie, the holy Frankie? Holy Frankie! Child of God, Frankie. Is that what you're trying to do there?
And then
No.
we'll see more pictures.
How about this one? Are you flying? Are you a butterfly? Or are you worshiping God?
Just stretching up.
Stretching, just stretching.
Just stretching. Good, good. Would you say this is a picture of your whole entire body, Frankie?
Yes, it is.
It's a picture of Frankie's whole entire body by professional photographer John Rashford. That's a nice one.
Definitely a profile picture. Oh, yes.
Okay, here we go. Here's Frankie's whole entire body. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Nice lighting there.
Oh, wow. Where's this, Frankie?
At Opener Park in Sydney.
Where's that? Is that near the ocean?
And that's where the steel plane, that's where tar ponds used to be.
Oh, that's a good photo, too.
Oh, and there he is. Frankie MacDonald. The man himself.
I just sent you to regular. I sent you the professional photos to be to regular your regular email to use their next promo for Joey Only Show.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. Excellent. So now when you see that picture, you will know to watch the show. It's like cross. Anyways, what else you got, Frankie? Anything else this week?
And did you hear about this? And I was on a Compound Media related podcast earlier in the week, and Trevor's Happy Hour had to do a special show back on Tuesday.
So my question for you, Frankie, is what about Friday the 13th? Do you know any facts about Friday the 13th?
That means it's an unlucky day, and people think it's an unlucky day. Plus, I'll be on Base Guys Show on Friday the 13th this month.
It's unclear why it's feared. Some historians believe that superstitions surrounding it arose in the 19th century. The first documented mention can be found by Gioacchino Rossini, who died in a Friday the 13th. A 1907 book, Friday the 13th, by American businessman Thomas Lawson may have perpetuated the superstition. Others believe the myth has biblical origins. Jesus was crucified on a Friday, and there were 13 guests at the Last Supper the night before his crucifixion. Another account suggests the day has been associated with misfortune since 1307, when on a Friday the 13th, the French king gave the order to arrest hundreds of Knights Templar in France. The fear is really real, though. People are afraid of the number 13. So I was looking for facts on Friday the 13th, but this isn't really. Alfred the Hitchcock was born on a Friday the 13th, August 13th, 1899. So that's pretty good. 3 Friday the 13th can occur in a leap year if January 1st of a leap year falls on a Sunday. So you can have up to 3 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And research
Well,
suggests
this is our second one this year. Yeah.
Research suggests it may not be that unlucky at all. There's very little evidence that Friday the 13th is unlucky because luck doesn't exist. That's why. On Friday the 13th, 2029, asteroid 99942 Apophis was discovered. It was discovered in 2004. There's a small chance of colliding with the Earth. It's supposed to go by us on Friday the 13th, 2029. There's absolutely no risk, though, of it. It will bypass the Earth altogether, won't it, Frankie?
It'll bypass the Earth altogether.
Even though it's on a Friday the 13th. Superstition doesn't really determine where asteroids are going to go, does it?
That means the other guy, Trevor Garner, he does Trevor's Happy Hour every Sunday night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Atlantic.
Yes, he does. Okay, let's talk to Brandon Houck here for a few minutes now. Brandon Houck, over in Brooks, Alberta. He's the radio man himself, and today you're wearing flannel. And Chris Murphy from Weather Network said, "What about your flannel?"
Now I have to go look for the tweet again. Oh my goodness!
Show the tweet off.
So this is the tweet. You can barely probably see it, But move over probability of precipitation. There's a new pop in town. It's paid. It's played on point. Right.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So we were looking at jet stream images a little bit earlier. And it looks like we got a pretty nice weekend coming up for everybody here in Western Canada. Not so much for Southern Ontario, but then things are going to... Brian Schmidt is in the chat instead of on the show. I sent you the link, Brian Schmidt. You come on here and tell Frankie do the tornado siren in person. I want to talk to Brian Schmidt because they've had incredibly hot weather in Portland, and he's a Portland weather guy. Come on the show, yes. Brian. He's probably got kids and supper and things going on. I know how it is.
Yeah, it's nice and warm in Portland right now.
And according to Brian Smith, let's do a tornado siren.
Holy moly. Oh, it says I'm playing music.
Brian, you will join the show. Frankie said so. And that's partly why I wanted to talk to him, because Brian's got an eclipse happening in Portland this weekend that they're going to be able to watch while it rains.
Yeah. Isn't that just perfect? Well, the nice thing about a solar eclipse, when it's raining, even if you get a total eclipse, it will still get dark out, right? So you'll probably still know when the eclipse is happening. You just don't get to look at the sun.
And next year, you'll be heading to Sydney, Nova Scotia. So Brandon and Joey Imaging, they're heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia, Monday, April 8, 2024.
Brian, you will come on the show. Frankie said so.
Oh, yeah.
Here's that little bug. I hope he's dead.
Brandon Houck said so too.
Brandon Houck also said so. The Prime Minister of Canada said so too, eh?
Hey.
Yes, I did hear about this. They got the eclipse heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8, 2024. You'll be arriving in Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024.
Yeah, that's the plan. Gonna need to raise money somehow to make this happen.
Yeah.
Ricky wants me to stay at a really expensive hotel.
Yeah. The Holiday Inn. Not his couch, eh?
Yeah, I've never taken holidays before. That's like out of my lexicon. It's always a tour of some kind, whether it was for music or it's for a fire. So what do you got here, Brandon? You got this is cooling off in the prairies right now.
We got a 0 on the board already. So I think we'll probably see some patchy frost tonight widespread frost tonight across Alberta as those temperatures really start to cool off. We've had some rain over the last couple of days, some beneficial rainfall. Some areas got 10 to 20 millimeters of rain, and higher elevations got a little bit of that wet snow. And Lake Louise Ski Resort there, Sunshine Village, up into the Icefields Parkway as well. And things are going to start to clear out. We'll take these temperatures off. First, I got to move you guys up because you guys are in my way. So
I know exactly what you're saying.
I pull you guys right over there, and they're over right over the temperature thing. So now I got to
move the heads.
And it's a wild time indeed. And temperatures, I'm going to put the pressure gradient on here as well. So temperatures are going to.
Can you put the pressure gradient on for me?
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I put the pressure gradient on for everybody to enjoy the pressure, because
you might as well enlarge it. Use the bottom right there.
Or up over here as I zoom out like that. So that is the
no. I mean, and the bottom, at the very bottom right, there's that square that makes it full screen.
Oh, yes, the square. That square, right?
Yeah. I mean, eventually
that square.
Eventually, you'll know everything that I know about Windy.
Oh yes. So this is the square, and it works mighty fine, I must say. But we got a nice warm up for the weekend, and the temperatures are going to approach the 20s here in Alberta. Meanwhile, things are going to get quite stormy on the Pacific Coast as we're watching a couple. I'm going to go look at that one storm actually, Super Typhoon Bolivan here in just a second, but this is a sneak peek at next week. We'll have to watch that Clipper system coming out of the BC later on next week, but I want to plot on a satellite imagery and I'm going to go look at this storm because it is a beast of a storm, I must say, especially on the Western Pacific here. So we're just going to give it a second here and pull up the satellite imagery. You can see that clearing off to the west, and then we're going to go right across the ocean as fast as I can. Probably the fastest anybody's ran across the ocean, as you know. And there it is, the monster of a typhoon. That was category 5 earlier today. I think it does. Looks like it's taken a eye wall recycling, and then eventually
the eye's not clearly defined at the moment.
Not as clearly defined. I was going to take a look at this thing over here to see how strong the winds are. So it was 354 kilometer an hour wind gust earlier today. And yeah, it does seem to have weakened down a little bit. So it's now just a regular typhoon. So it's category 2 now, gusting to 282 kilometers an hour. So it's not as strong as it was before, but this thing's going to go bombogenesis near Alaska, as Frankie mentioned earlier. And it's going to be quite a storm for the Pacific Coast if it makes it all the way down.
Sometime next week, cold air is going all the way down Florida.
Oh boy. Yeah, they had big tornadoes in Florida last night. Clearwater, Florida there. Had that, or Clearwater Beach, Florida had a significant tornado last night with severe weather. We also had severe weather in Nebraska today as well. It's been a fun time, I have to say. Fun time indeed around here.
And did you hear about this? They had a 4.7 magnitude earthquake in Afghanistan.
Oh, yes. I saw there was a 6.2 earlier this week somewhere on my... I have this earthquake thingy that pops up when there's an earthquake and goes boom, boom, boom. There's an earthquake. And it was a 6.2 or something. Pretty strong one in, I think, Afghanistan there earlier this week.
Did a lot of damage there.
Yes.
Frankie, how long do you think that Vancouver can escape earthquakes?
People of Vancouver, you can't escape earthquakes forever.
Yeah, can't escape from major earthquakes forever.
Philippines had a 5.2 magnitude earthquake.
That's pretty strong. Pretty strong. Hope everyone's okay.
And did you hear about this? The asteroid 1997 XF11 head towards the Earth on October 26, 2028.
Is it going to bypass the Earth altogether?
No, that's going to trigger a lot of earthquakes.
Frankie thinks it's going to trigger
gravitational pull.
Because of gravitational pull. That's a good theory. I could buy that maybe. How big is the asteroid though, Frankie? Is it big enough to actually do that?
The asteroid 1997 XF11.
How big is it?
Pretty big.
I can't believe Brian Schmidt still hasn't come on.
Come on, Brian.
Really? It's like you slapping us right in the face.
I like how our tornado
Brian, you will join the show. Frankie wrote that.
Oh, yeah. If Frankie says so, you got to do it.
That's right. It's not like I'm just saying it, and Brandon. So it's like it's not. He's rebuffing all of us. No Brian Schmidt for weeks. At least we got Hilding Donaldson.
Where's Noel and who is the other person? Ronnie and all those guys.
I don't know. No one seems to be coming on the show this week except for Hilding Donaldson. At least we got him. He's over in Grassy Plains.
What about Noel in Vancouver?
I don't know how. I haven't heard from Noel in a little while. I hope they're okay.
What about another person, Karen?
I don't know. Yeah. So many people who could be on the show aren't on the show. But at least we got Hilding.
What about
Hilding Donaldson?
What about Gabriel Berardo?
Yeah, I don't know where Gabriel Berardo is either. We could really use a weather wrap from Gabriel Berardo. We don't have Gabriel Berardo, but we do have Hilding Donaldson.
Hilding can rap, right?
I don't know rap. I write tunes and things, but
well, you got to sing Frankie a song tonight.
You got to sing Frankie a song.
Yeah, you're gonna have a guitar sitting there, and you're gonna say you sing songs. Now you're gonna have to actually deliver on this there, Hilding Donaldson.
That means that, and Trevor's still doing great. He does his own podcast, the Trevor's Happy Hour on Sunday.
So here's Hilding. He's got, what are you gonna sing for us? Making hay, or you got something else? Got a weather song?
I wrote a little tune for my birthday, but I'll just do the intro line on it.
That's right. It's Hilding's birthday, everybody.
My birthday was on Saturday.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday, dear Hilding.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Hilding Donaldson.
Oh, thank you. And I wrote a little song that goes. As I sit here and ponder, I want to stop and wonder things that I've learned through this year. Anyway, I got to kind of mix up there, but I'm sitting here pondering, wandering through the lessons I learned through all the year, and a lot of them are things that we've learned on the show here. It's been interesting. Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna teach everybody today about cattle and
We had an interesting one yesterday. We had to move the cows across the road because they've eaten up all the grass on this side of the road plenty early, and we had to separate 3 bulls. So basically, you move the whole herd of cows into a pen, and then you get the bulls distracted from the cows while you let all the cows go out again. Because if you try to herd bulls across a field, they try to fight with each other, and then they won't be herded.
so you just get them to follow the cows.
Yeah. You get them to move with the whole herd of cows, get them into the pen, and you chase all the cows out and leave the bulls behind in the pen, and then they'll stay there.
Good one. So some bull chasing going on there in Grassy Plains, British Columbia.
And we had an interesting fence repair we had to do. The swamp is so low because of the drought that the fence post actually jumped out of the ground, and the wires were like 6 feet in the air going across the swamp. We had to go out and tie them down so the cows don't go underneath them where the water usually is.
Is that so? That's incredible.
And did you hear this? I just mentioned about the guy named John Ratsford.
John Ratsford, professional photographer. He took those nice pictures. Did you see those pictures of Frankie's entire body?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those were nice pictures, weren't they?
Oh, it was a nice set, yeah.
How's the weather been in Grassy Plains? How's it been out there?
It's a good rain over the weekend, and we also had some nice warm weather in the past few days. And this morning we had our first killing frost, which is amazing. We usually have killing frost the first week of September.
Yeah, we had a hard frost here this morning for sure.
Yeah, we had a real light frost one time earlier in September, and other than that, it's always been +5 or more in the mornings until this morning. This morning it was down to, well, it was +2 when I got up, but it was a little chillier before because there was ice. It had rained last night, and there was ice on the windshield of the truck, like you couldn't even scrape with your fingers.
In the shadow side today, there was frost on the ground till well after 10 a.m. because the sun's now low enough that it's not high enough in the sky anymore that everything that's on the shadow side is frosty in the morning. Let's say. And of course, we had the ongoing battle with the bear because, as I was letting you all know, we had the foolish hippie in town who prayed over some nice new moose pelts for protection, prayed for protection on them, and was genuinely surprised when the bear came. The bear that I've been scaring off is now coming back to the crescent repeatedly because it had, what else does a bear want at this time of year?
Yeah.
So today I had several confrontations with it, including one where I hit it with a good sized stone. and it ran the other way. Well, I cranked him. Yeah, picked up the biggest rock I could. Came up to the top of that draw. I was on top of him, just above him. Big head on him like this.
Yeah.
Pinged him right in the
And
side.
there's another professional photographer up in the Cal with another guy, Frank Reardon. He takes professional photos of airplanes and scenery and things like this.
And polar bears, I bet, as well. I wouldn't go throwing rocks at polar bears if I quite the same, but what's Brandon got here?
We got a couple of raccoons breaking into Mosaic Stadium in Regina earlier today. Climbing the fence. Yeah.
It's where the Rough Riders play.
That's correct. Where the Rough Riders play.
So yeah,
So one of the good things is, and this is like something I've been trying to encourage, is it's been trying to get the people in town to chase this bear off. I've been trying to say that people don't just stop and take photographs of the bear and then post, saw the bear, stay away from this area. No, the thing you got to do when you see the bear that's been staying on the edge of town, coming around too much, is you got to start putting some fear into the thing. So that means directly engaging it. So there's some community organizing going on now here in Wells to continually address this bear every time it's seen in town now. So I feel like I've been pushing a good agenda and we're winning. People believe me that we can do this, that we can chase this bear off. But he's being pretty stubborn and persistent because someone fed him a big friggin' moose pelt.
Joey, I got a confirmation. The Philadelphia Phillies 3, Atlanta Braves 1 bottom 7th inning. Phillies lead series 2-1, Major League Baseball playoffs.
You know, the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, the last time I remember them playing against each other was what year? It was 1993, and the Phillies won and went on to lose to the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, Frankie, how can people hear this show on the radio?
On the radio, you can listen to Joey Only's show, Comedeorology, here wherever you on CFUR, 88.7 FM in Prince George, and CKUW 95.9 FM Winnipeg, and CFBX 92.5 FM in Kamloops is on Shaw Spotlight TV.
Thank you for the station callouts, Frankie. Okay, so facts about Halloween. Back to this topic.
When the kids go trick-or-treating, don't go roaming the streets because bad kids could be smashing pumpkins and eggs and things like this. It could be they're breaking bomb. They could be breaking some kind of bomb so to make it smell really, really, really bad.
Oh, stink bombs, definitely. Yes, that is a good point. Want to be aware of those teenagers and trolls, eh, Frankie?
Teenagers and young trolls and young teenagers and like in middle school and high school, watch out for stink bombs. They make it smell
Watch out
really
for stink
bad.
bombs.
Watch out for them. Go use stink bombs, things like this. Smashing eggs, smashing pumpkin things like this. Watch out for teenagers, especially bad teenagers.
All right. Question number 1. How old is Halloween?
Halloween's
What's your
really
guess?
old.
Really old, says Frankie. What's your guess, Hilding?
Well, it depends. It dates to 587 when it was made a holiday in the Catholic Church as Hallowed Evening, what the name stands for. But the actual celebration of the Erie moon that is out in October goes way further back than that in several different cultures.
Halloween is even older than Christianity itself. It was once called Samhain. Okay, how long has trick-or-treating existed? Brandon.
Treating. Since the medieval times.
Correct. Since taking candy from strangers on a one night a year isn't uniquely new or American. It was called guising in Scotland and Ireland. Young people dressed up in costumes. They went door to door looking for food and That's how it went.
Then the day after Halloween's All Saints Day in Mexico. Then 2 days after Halloween's All Souls Day in Mexico.
Some Halloween rituals used to be geared towards finding a husband. Yeah, so when bobbing for apples at parties, the winner would supposedly marry first. Most spookily, they even used to stand in a dark room holding a candle in front of a mirror to look for their future husband's face to appear in the glass.
Sounds like a movie. Should be a movie.
Man, those were the good old days.
Next week will be the third round of Major League Baseball playoffs.
Okay, who helped popularize the holiday in the U.S.? Who helped popularize the holiday?
Americans.
Yeah, but who helped popularize the holiday in the U.S.?
The Irish.
Are you Googling?
What? What's Google? What? No, never would do that.
When was trick-or-treating paused? What world event paused trick-or-treating? Frankie, when was there no trick-or-treating?
1975 when Blizzard hit Sydney, Nova Scotia before I was born. Then they postponed Halloween till the next day.
So there was that one time in Sydney, Nova Scotia, they postponed it to the next day. Hilding, when was another time that across the board, though, it was like for everybody, trick-or-treating was canceled?
I'm not sure. You got me on one that.
Or it might have been in World War II from 1939 till 1945.
Correct, Frankie. Sugar rationing during World War II paused trick-or-treating.
Okay.
And the First World War from 1914 to 1918, and the Spanish flu pandemic in 1918, 1919.
On the list of commercial holidays, where does Halloween rank now in terms of money spent? What do you think? Where does, just on a 1 to 10, what do you think Halloween ranks?
Over $1,000.
Yeah, but in the list of holidays, where do you think it ranks on the list?
Oh, I'm gonna go number 3.
Number 3, Brandon says. Frankie, what do you think? Where does Halloween rank for money spent?
Number 3, Christmas is number 1.
Christmas is number 1. That's correct. And number
Easter's
2.
number 2.
Number 3 is Easter. Number 2 is Halloween.
What I would have thought, yeah.
And then what about Inauguration Day down in the States? It's taxpayers' money spent for Inauguration Day in the States.
Who came up with the jack-o'-lantern? Who brought that to the United States?
I'll let Hilding guess first.
Well, I was just reading or listening this week to the history guy's idea on no, it wasn't the history guy either. It was somebody else. It was the story of Sleepy Hollow, and a lot of people claim that the headless horseman carrying a pumpkin was the beginning of the jack-o'-lantern, but they said no, that it actually goes way back in Europe. I think it was in Scotland.
As the story goes, an Irish guy named Stingy Jack took the drevel, and he was doomed to carry a lantern. He was Jack of the Lantern.
Okay,
somehow they decided to make his head a pumpkin. I don't know.
But that story is where Washington Irving got his information to make the story of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow from.
Jack-o'-lanterns, they did originate in Ireland, and they were also turnips, potatoes, beets, things like that could be used to make jack-o'-lanterns. So, there's this big boom every year to buy pumpkins, and you could be the smart one and be like, you know what? I'm just going to use a potato.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why when the potato famine happened, everyone came to America and brought Halloween over. They're like, man, all there is to eat is no potatoes. Let's go somewhere and start Halloween and eat sweets. There's also traditional Halloween bread in Ireland. Okay, what state produces the most pumpkins, Frankie?
That means that some of those are pumpkins in the States. It must be in the eastern United States somewhere.
Okay, he's guessing somewhere in the eastern United States. Brandon, where do you think the most pumpkins are grown in the United States?
I'm gonna guess Illinois.
You're Googling this, aren't you?
No.
Yes, 15,000 acres are devoted to growing pumpkins in Illinois. 500 million pounds of pumpkins annually. That's 5 times more pumpkins than any other state. So we think of Illinois as wheat and corn and things like that. That's a lot of corn, man. I tell you, when I was a kid and I hitchhiked to the Illinois, all I saw was corn. I never saw any pumpkins. But then again, it wasn't Halloween, so what do I know?
I am not on Google. No, I'm on another website. It's called goodhousekeeping.com.
Yeah, get off that site. You're kind of ruining the game.
That's
the practice in the United States to plant pumpkins around corn to keep the weeds down for many years before they came up with cultivation for corn.
How fast is the world's fastest pumpkin carving? Anyone got a guess? How fast was the world's fastest pumpkin carving? How many seconds did it take a guy to carve a pumpkin?
I'm going to be nice about this one and not look at my page. And I'm going to go with 13 seconds.
Fran guesses 13. Hilding, what's your guess?
Well, I would have said 12, but
Frankie, what's the fastest pumpkin carving ever?
15.
Frankie's the closest. On the Price is Wrong game, 16.47 seconds. Stephen Clark of New York. He's the Guinness Book of World Records holder. New York also throws the biggest Halloween parade in the United States. Beep, beep, beep. Harry Houdini died on Halloween.
Who wants a little this day in history, in weather history?
Okay, give her.
So this day in
Oh, wow.
1936, strong cold winds whipped snow into blinding blizzards across Quebec. In Quebec City, the snowfall was so heavy that children could make their first season snowmen. New Brunswick suffered the worst damages in gales with thunder, hail, rain, and freezing rain. The fierce winds hurt crops, interrupted utility services, flattened farm buildings. In Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley, the winds blasted 50,000 barrels of apples from the orchards. That's
And
the day back in
50,000.
1936.
And then this week in 2016, Hurricane Matthew struck Sydney, Nova Scotia, brought 224 millimeters of rain in a half a day, knocked out power for 36 hours in my neighborhood.
Wow.
That's crazy. You've been getting a lot of hurricanes lately, haven't you, Frankie?
Lee barely missed us.
That was pretty close. It
And
kind of
Philly
hit part
barely
of.
missed us too.
So yeah, you're definitely getting tough to be on the east coast of Canada. Why is it happening so much now?
Climate change and Greenland block and things like this. And there's a lot more waters are warmer, Pacific waters are warmer. Vancouver's getting tough now because atmospheric rivers getting stronger coming from Hawaii. That's another thing. And fires are getting stronger in British Columbia.
That's exactly what seems to be happening, isn't it?
we had a
Exactly.
big scare today. The neighbor lady called us up and said, please, can we go check? There's a great big fire behind her farm just over the hill. And so Victor and I went out and we had to drive on a bunch of logging roads and found out that somebody had burned their slash piles because it rained last night. They figured it was dry enough to burn slash piles. But it didn't take off anyway, so.
What else you got for weather on this day, Brandon?
Weather on this day. Well, actually, speaking of haunted stuff, since we're getting into that time of season here, I'm going to share an article from earlier today because, you know, that's what we do around here. We share stuff with each other. I'm funny, aren't I? I'm hilarious. Okay. Let's
Got
do
me.
this. This. And this. Yes. So did you know? Yes. This is the reports that your home is haunted. 42%. Ooh, look at these ads coming up here.
Oh yeah, we can't show that because of shock cable, right?
Oh, yes. So we'll just go back over here.
So just cut it. Just go back to your normal face.
I'll go back to
you're
my
gonna have to
normal face.
Just do what I do and just like explain.
I'll explain it. Okay, here we go.
I know.
So,
I want to be able to share things too, but it's like TV has very definite rules.
oh, yeah. So whether
Over.
strange footsteps echoing in the hallway, eerie presence when you're alone, 2 in 5 Americans say they've experienced unusual, unexplained occurrences at home. A new report has found that more than 1/3 report of hearing unexplained sounds such as footsteps or voices, and nearly 1 in 5 have seen apparitions of ghostly figures, and 1 in 10 have used Ojua, I don't know how to say that, board at home.
Ouija boards.
Ouija board at home, but 42%
Ojua.
did never do it again.
Did you hear about that country in Russia? You're not allowed to take pictures of dams and things like this, and churches and things like this, and railroad tracks and train stations, and government buildings
hear-
and churches and things like this.
Did you hear, Frankie, that 1 in 5 Americans has psychiatric moments and admits it and thinks they're seeing ghosts?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
1 in 5 Americans are religiously obsessed.
I think I have seen a ghost before. I think I have, because I was like 5 years old. We were at this house in Callaway Park here, and I go upstairs, and there's just one room upstairs, and there's 2 people sitting there with their kind of same clothes I have on, and they're sitting around and say, "Hey, how's it going?" Good. So then I run back out of there, and my parents come up and tell me, "Who am I talking to?" I was like, "There's 2 lovely people who are sitting in the room here." And we walk around the corner, and they're gone, and the chairs are gone. Now that is creepy.
But kids have imaginary episodes. Like,
Oh, they were totally ghosts. I know it.
and kids are the most willing to believe in ghosts.
That place is haunted, by the way, Callaway,
but
at Heritage Park in Calgary. Oh yeah.
So what you're telling us is you might be an American.
No, I'm a Canadian who's seen ghosts. Oh yeah.
Brandon, what is
I've
the
seen
most
them.
hated Halloween candy?
Oh, I bet it's. I heard it's candy corn, but then everybody forgets about black licorice. But candy.
People don't like black licorice.
Ah,
Some people don't.
apparently.
I think it's a toss-up between candy corn and marshmallow peanuts. I think that's what the history guy had.
I don't think I've ever had marshmallow peanuts.
They're really common in the States.
Oh yeah, that's
We have
probably why.
marshmallow bananas here. They're more common.
Marshmallow bananas. Right. Yes, I know what you mean. The marshmallow peanuts. Yeah. They're shaped like a peanut, but they're a marshmallow, and they're disgusting.
Yes, and they're one of the most hated candies in the United States, but they aren't as common in Canada because we usually have marshmallow bananas or marshmallow strawberries here.
Which we hate equally.
Yeah.
And so it defies logic that these companies can exist for so long producing candy that people just hate. Now, black licorice, I'm Dutch, so at least, I have a thing for black licorice, especially if you put some salt in it. Doppels out. Droppy. The drop. That's what
I hear it's really good in tiger ice cream. It's partially made of black licorice, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't eat ice cream because it makes me sick. All right.
So obviously, I'll show you.
Here's my new episode. Brand new episode on Joey Only Care. Day back in August when we went looking for a recorded new spot. We found the spot. Had to walk through a river to get to it. Beastly.
It's
Usually just dumps out, and that's fucking, you're right. But insulation.
Yeah, it's pretty wet feet there.
yeah, they're wet.
Yeah. Here we are out in the middle of absolute nowhere. And here's a whole bunch of hot areas I'm standing on. We got trees ripping somewhere in the distance out of the blue. So we know this isn't the only place. So definitely already getting hotter today. Thunderstorm development seems to be kicking off early. It's 11 a.m. So I called my first weather report in. I'm here waiting for some water to start working this area. Increased fire behavior is what we're already seeing. Things are drying out. Buildup index is starting to rise. And certainly we're going to see fires in this area we're in get more active. And certainly down south, that's been going on already and will increase. I'm using this little hose here. We got a Shindawa pump set up. The beauty of the Shindawa is that it's very small, so we could carry it in easily through all that thick stuff we had to hike through, which was fun actually. I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy a thick hike. The other benefit of it is that you don't need a very large water source to stick it into. So that tiny little creek we have back there is enough. Whereas with a larger pump, we need a bit of space to run it. So we got helicopters now bucketing over in that area where we seen that little blow up going on. And I'm having fun. Buckets on it here. Looks like we're really close, but it's kind of an optical image. It's not as close as it looks. Yeah, it's probably like 80 feet or 100 feet. With the zoom lens, it's got a nice angle on it. That's an A-star, that chopper. A-stars can be light or intermediate choppers. Isn't that cool looking? I don't know how many hundreds of dumps have been around. A lot. The first time I ever saw one, I was like, whoa! It's happening! And I was like, somewhere in my summer. Bucket ship attacks. I use that opportunity while he's bucketing to give it a lunch into us, fix our tools, sharpen them. See, there he's knock that handle back in on that plastic. Here's a guy just doing his buckets. We refer to a helicopter as a bucket ship. Splash.
Well, turn our backs and then the place lights up. And it's picking up fast. Luckily, we got a helicopter who's been dumping on our spot, who's going to hit that one next.
Here he comes. Pretty accurate, these guys. Man.
Nice one.
So there you go. That's this week's episode of Joey's Wildfire Season.
Oh, yes. Who wants to see the new gecko in Madagascar? New
And,
gecko species.
as for my social media, if you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter is @FrankieMacD. My Blue Sky is @FrankieMacD. My Linktree is Frankie MacDonald. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDonald984. My Clapper is FrankDonald984. My Twitch is FrankDonald984. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My YouTube channel stock is Whoops, and my LinkedIn is Frankie Donald. Best luck to you. I'm Frankie Donald. You're listening to Community Watch Weather Report every Thursday nights.
Thank you, Frankie. So you can't look at that picture. You can't air that picture, Brandon, because it's got advertisements in it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't air like images unless it's like our images.
All
And
right.
if you had a regular digital camera, you can take pictures of them.
Yeah, I don't think there's many geckos in southern Alberta, but yeah, we gotta make our own content. That's the big thing, right? So that's a spot,
You gotta
especially.
snap pictures of animals. You gotta snap pictures of animals and things like that. That's one.
That's when people send me video clips and content that I can use for the show. That's the most amazing thing that anyone can do, because it gives me more I can put in, because we can't do what we can't just be like a regular YouTube podcast. We got to be Shaw Cable TV
That means
ready.
And as for your homework, you gotta right click and save images and things like this. Right, you can, if you see those animals, you can right click and save.
Well, I think even if we didn't take the picture, we're technically not supposed to. I mean, the pictures of Frankie with John Rashford, those are good pictures because they're you, right?
They're me.
That's why they're good pictures, but also we're allowed to use them because they're you. So we all the ins and outs of having to be a TV show.
Brandon, if you had your own regular digital camera and Joey has his own and Hildy has her own, they'll be taking pictures.
We could all take lots of pictures, eh?
Yes. If all you guys had a regular digital camera.
Yeah, I got this thing here, and it takes pictures.
Mhm.
So that's how all those videos that during my fire season, all I did was just click it on and then hit record and do this while I'm working for 30 seconds here or there. And then by the end of the summer, and then they upload to my cloud. And by the end of the summer, I have hundreds of videos that were in storage to go through. So I'll be making wildfire videos for a while to come. Videos from our season.
Over in Russia.
And the kind of the point of those videos is I want everyone to see that we're all trying really hard and that we are putting fires out, and we're committed to doing that. We're good at our jobs, both ministry and contract crews and people who come from around the world to fight fires. We all want to win. We're all interested in success, right? And the people are very professional and very positive, and the atmosphere is a really great working environment. And sure, crazy stuff happens sometimes, but it's the best job on earth.
And Joey, over in Russia, what things you're not allowed to do in Russia?
Over in Russia, you're not allowed to
speak against the government. You're not allowed to have freedom of speech either. You're not allowed to take pictures of dams, railroad stations, train stations, airports. You're not allowed to take pictures of industrial properties and dams and churches and things like this.
Not even allowed to get a big hamburger anymore. That's right. Well, I think we pretty much got through an hour of the show, and we did our best we could for everybody out there.
Over in Singapore, you're not allowed to jaywalk. Over in Singapore, you're not allowed to jaywalk. There's a lot of rules, strict rules in Singapore.
Not allowed to steal Wi-Fi over there.
How strict is Singapore? So I don't steal Wi-Fi. It's a free Wi-Fi.
Can't steal Wi-Fi in Russia, though. Because if you do, off with your hands. So that's this week's show. I'm Joey Only here up in Wells, British Columbia, Caribou Mountains, at my wonderful lodge, sitting by my fire. I'm here with Hilding Donaldson. He's a couple hundred kilometers that way from where I'm sitting right now. And we got Brandon Hauk, who's in his home there in Brooks, Alberta. He's the radio weatherman. Everyone knows him in Brooks, Alberta. He's so famous that the mayor even goes to recognize community leaders, not because the community leader is going to be there, but because Brandon's going to be there. So that was a great story Brandon told us earlier about how much the mayor loves Brandon. He's got nothing to say. He's just smiling, but he's got nothing to say. And then, of course, stealing Wi-Fi out there in A&W in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's Frankie MacDonald.
It's just, I don't steal Wi-Fi.
No. Not even a little bit? Ring! That's the show for this week, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Okay, now how do I I don't want to end the meeting, I just want to end the recording. Stop recording. Okay. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Good job, Frankie. Thanks for coming on the show as usual. Very funny. He's already gone. He's already gone. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put I got a new, you know what happened to me this week? So I was in Walmart like a couple weeks ago and I was thinking to myself, like, man, because I don't eat very well when I'm home sometimes. Like I just get into patterns of not cooking and it's like just being a bachelor and it's like, am I gonna make a supper? It's like just kind of a pain in the ass when you're a single guy. And when the kids are here, I tend to make food kind of fully and substantially, but when I'm home alone, and then I had my oven's been kind of broken for quite some time, so I've used a sufficiently successfully large toaster oven, but it's like old, and then you got to cook things for like an hour. So then I was in Walmart and I decided to go look at the air fryers, and I seen one was like $300 and something. I was like, oh man, I don't know. So I passed on it. But then over the week, the last couple of weeks, I was like, man, I really think I want to get this thing and try it out. And I went back on Tuesday and the damn thing was on sale for like $150 less. So I got the new air fryer. And then, so I, because I've been cooking for some time, like not with an air fryer, like my entire life cooking with an air fryer. So I put in the meat and vegetables and walked away, and half an hour later I came back to the air fryer and everything was just, it looked like a nuclear bomb had hit it. It was just charred black. It's like oh, I guess I didn't really understand what an air fryer does, So now I've learned that I can cook chicken in like 12 minutes. Cook chicken in like 12 minutes with the thing. It's crazy. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get into my air fryer and I'm gonna eat some stuff. I deserve this. All right. Thanks everyone for coming on. If you enjoyed watching the show at all, and if you haven't, I think everybody who's probably here has subscribed already and hit the thumbs up already. And I know it's not a very hugely popular show, but we appreciate you coming and watching the YouTube version. And I do. People do watch us and listen to us on the radio and on TV. So,
Joey, just one thing. Do you have you searched the history of why witches fly on brooms?
No, I did not.
Well, maybe I'll give you that history next time around. It's an interesting.
I think it's because it's too far to walk.
Well, it's an interesting historical account I found. It's just kind of really interesting. So I'll give it next week.
So next week, why do witches fly on brooms? By then, I'm sure you'll have Googled it, and you'll know more than I do because I will have forgotten and not Googled it. Okay, Hilding. Okay, Brandon. Good to see you guys. See you next time, baby.
Mhm.
Have a good week.
Okay.